Hello, this is Bridget Burns, and excuse me. Um, Today I have on the agenda showing you different tarot cards that I have, and I would also like to share with you a website that's I have. It is tarotwithbridget.com, and you spell my name with one T, Bridget. So it's tarotwithbridget.com. It is a blog site, and it is devoted to tarot. So I have a few things posted on there. I just started it a couple of days ago, and it's a great place to be able to come and to discuss things about the tarot, to ask questions, to learn this type of thing. You know, you can write longer than you can on YouTube. But back to business is the first deck that I want to show you is the Rider-Waite, and we all went over this on the last video, but this is the full size Rider-Waite. As you can see, I showed you the teeny weeny one and then the miniature one, and then this is the full size deck. And I think you all know what the Rider-Waite looks like. It has oh, there's that darn queen. She keeps popping up. Oh, the Queen of Wands. That's me. I'm an Aries. And oh, the Devil. But you can get out of your own shackles. Don't take him too wrong. Okay, so there's this one, or that one, I should say. And I have some beautiful decks to show you. Now, this one is my favorite. Okay. It's big. It's a very big deck. I'll put this right side up. This is huge. You cannot shuffle it the normal way that you would shuffle cards. The only way that you can really shuffle this well is to go long ways like this. Now you know that if a card falls out or jumps out, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, you take those cards and you look at them because they mean something. When a card falls out, one or more, they mean something. So read those cards. But just to get an idea about what and how these Druid craft look, they incorporate, it's called Druid craft because it is Druidism, but they also pull on Wicca. And so that's the craft part, and it's very, very interesting. I love the pictures. I love the art. Yes, it's very nice. That is the Ten of Pentacles here. Oh, this is so nice. The Seven of Swords. It's better than the Rider-Waite. This is the King of Swords. He's great. I call him Spock. And then, of course, we have the Fool. And you know the Rider-Waite deck. But this is a different type of Fool. He has a black dog instead of white. There's symbolism in that. He has no shoes on. And he also has some different kinds of feathers in his hat. And he's carrying some mistletoe, which is symbolic. So it's interesting to learn the symbolism of the different tarot decks. The Queen of Pentacles. So this is a beautiful deck. I love this. Now what I did was I had this large deck, and it was so large, and I didn't think that I really needed the numbers or the names because I knew them so well. So what I did is I took it and I cut the edges all off. This is the same deck, the exact same deck. There's the World, the Queen of Cups, the Sun. But that's what I did with this. And this one is manageable and you can shuffle it a lot easier. But when it comes to numerology, sometimes it's easier with the larger deck just to look down and see the numbers, and you can more easily and quickly, you know, do your thing. But what can I say? Now I have also purchased that Druid deck for a couple of friends. This is the Thoth deck. This is what the back looks like. And the Thoth deck is very intriguing. It was basically came from Aleister Crowley. If you read a little bit about Aleister Crowley, you'll know that he was basically steeped in the occult. But the pictures here, they don't all have pictures. Oh, those are just the blank cards, but they don't all have pictures. You see, that's the Pentacles, but it has written on it some Hebrew letters, and that's future, it's called. And there's the wands. It's the Six of Wands. And if you remember in the Rider-Waite, the six, oh no, I'm thinking about the Six of Swords. Doesn't matter. You see, there's no, the symbolism is totally different. So the Thoth deck is a specialty type deck, and there are a lot of people who use it. The words that they use to describe the meanings of the cards are interesting, and some of them I like, and some of them I don't like. So sometimes I will take, and sometimes I won't take. But it comes in a miniature. So this miniature is more manageable, but you know, it's the exact same thing. Exact same thing. So that's pretty neat. Just shuffle that down in its container. All right. Now, I talked to you before about this one deck, and it was called Spirit of the Tarot. And they use spirituality, some metaphysics, and the meanings of their cards. And this is that deck. Now this is the back. Wait a minute. Tarot of the Spirit. This is the back. Okay. And this, yeah, that's right. It just says fire and then brother. And they're all, here's the Fool. And you can see it, again, there's a dog, but he's carrying a white flower, but his bag looks like a little purse. It's just, they're different. The star, it puts me in the mind of, you know, some Aleister Crowley, but Six of Wands. Do you remember the Six of Wands that we had a while ago? See, it looks different. And those are magical symbols, by the way. It's very interesting. Okay. Tarot of the Spirit. And you know, I pick the cards out depending on the client, because there are some people who really want to have their tarot read, but they're afraid. They have a lot of superstition, and they're just really afraid. And so a deck that I use for those people has been made from Llewellyn. Llewellyn is very popular. And this is the back of the deck. The pictures are right off the Rider-Waite, okay, but they're done in pastels. And they're beautiful. They are really, really beautiful. There's the Queen of Wands, Knight of Cups, the Three of Wands. Very nice, very sweet. Even the Tower and the Devil and the Hanged Man are not scary in this deck. It's a very beautiful deck. It's a very nice, very calming, and non-threatening, I guess you could say. And I like using it. I do like using it. Now this one is called the Witch's Tarot. Now the Witch's Tarot is a specialty deck, and I just want to let you know that it is expensive to buy. It is for witches. It is for witches. And the back of it is the Pentacle. And just FYI, this is not a scary thing, okay? It's earth, air, wind, and fire, and then the spirit, okay? And it's a very nice symbol because it brings in the 4 elements of the earth, and 5, the 5th element, is spirit or God. Now, this is a very interesting deck because the way that the pictures lay out are similar but different than the Rider-Waite, but the way you use the deck is completely different than the traditional. In all of the decks, you have the 4 suits, and they're the Wands, the Swords, the Pentacles, and the Cups. The Swords stand for air, the Wands stand for fire, Cups for water, Pentacles for earth, right? Okay. In this Witch's Tarot, it's the opposite for the Wands and the Swords. And this is the beliefs of the Wiccans and witches, that the Swords stand for fire and the Wands stand for air. And that's how you read this deck. That's how you read this deck. There are certain ways that you handle the court cards, the King, Queen, and but it is an expensive deck, and I bought along with it the book on the Kabbalah that accompanies this deck, and then I also splurged and I purchased the first edition of this book, and I'm not even going to tell you what it costs because it's kind of crazy. Okay, now this one is nice, and this one's called Wildwood. You can see the back of it. This is a Druid type deck as well, and you can read about Druidism. It's not anything scary, but they do use familiars or totems, and these are animals that you have that watch out for you, that can send you messages. For instance, I have a totem of an owl, is one of my totems, and I have an owl. I hear an owl. Another birds. I have quite a few birds, but also the bear and a stag horn, stag horns. You know, the deer, the buck. I should say. So here you get, here's the Four of Cups, which doesn't quite go along with the Rider-Waite. You have to know what that means. Oh, this is the Nine of Bows, and the bows are actually wands. Okay, the arrows in here are actually the swords. There's some more wands, but they have nice pictures. Now there's a green man, and there is a green woman as well. Now this is the Hierophant. Okay, so they're all very good. This is the Six of Swords, which is when you travel on the boat, if you remember. So with the Rider-Waite. But this is a beautiful deck, and I do like working with it as well. I like switching things up. Now, speaking of the Rider-Waite, once again, this is called this is called the Robinwood deck. Robinwood. Okay. Now it's a little bit of a witchier deck, and it has some nudity in it. But as you can see, let me pick out some cards. The Lovers, for instance, you cannot tell if that is two men or if it is a man and a woman, whereas, you know, on the other cards you can definitely tell. Let me pick out another one. Here is some nudity that we have, and this is the Star. The nudity doesn't bother me at all. This is the Fool, and the way he's dressed and the different colors of feathers and things, or the butterfly, it's all very symbolic, as well as the mountains, and let's see. There's the Hanged Man. You can just tell the art is different. But this is the Robinwood deck. Here's the Wheel of Fortune. Oops. I'll show you. Wheel of Fortune. There was one that fell out that I should probably read. Okay. This is the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands means that you're probably burdened, or you're working yourself a little hard. Maybe learning to delegate would be a good idea. But you're carrying a heavy load. Okay, you've got a lot on your mind, spiritually, definitely, physically. But that's a basic keywords for this card. So I'll have to think about what that means for me. I think it means that I have a lot on my plate right now. And I also believe that it means I might need to compartmentalize the things that I do and that I want to do. And I'll just meditate on that a little bit more and see what it is I might need to cut out. Now, this one is very interesting. It's called the Goddess Tarot, and it's by Chris Walder, and this is a very unusual deck. This is the back, but this is a very unusual deck. It calls the Wand Staves, which isn't unusual. It isn't unusual to do that. This is hard for me. Here is the Six of Staves. This is different. It's usually a man. So that's why they call it the Goddess deck. It's all about the goddesses, and they all have their meanings. The symbolism is similar to the Rider-Waite, not 100% by any means, but see, they use goddesses from Egypt, Africa, Northern Europe, the old religion in England, and then also some Celtic, Irish goddesses. So it's very interesting. I wrote up a long history and information about the Goddess Tarot. Now, this deck is one of my collector's editions. This is called Shadowscapes, and it's made by Stephanie Mew. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing her last name right, but the back of the deck is this, and it has like a silver all along the outside, if you can see the silver, right? But you can see the artwork. If you know anything about the tarot, you'll see how these cards are. 5 of Swords, a man up in the air with these black swans. This is beautiful. This is Judgment. So instead of there being, well, on the Rider-Waite, it's not as soft as this. This one's upside down, and this one is the Page of Cups, and she is actually underwater. This is a beautiful deck, and I do not use it. To read with, rarely, because the art is phenomenal. The art is phenomenal, and you can actually go online and buy prints. I mean, prints, big prints, to put in frames and such. Now, these last two are related, and these are so cool. Not too long ago, I went to a fairy festival, and Fairy and Earth festival, and I had my fairy costume and set up my tarot table and everything, and let's see, I want to pick the one that I used. Yeah, I used this one. This one is called the Joie de Vivre deck, okay? And the back of it looks like this, and these are hilarious, but there's a lot of symbolism in these. I'm going to show you these right here. This is the Ace of Cups, the Emperor, and it's like they're all children, and it brings out the child within you. It's very, very neat. The 7 of Coins, or Pentacles. They call them coins in this card. A lot of people do. Oh, this is sweet. The 3 of Cups. And it usually is a celebration. But the 3 of Cups are on her head. Oh, this is the Page of Cups. It's been a while since I've used these. This is Temperance, I bet. No, Strength, I'm sorry. And there's a couple, the Lovers. They're together. And let's see, the Moon with the owls. Yeah, it's very, very different. Little starfish. So, the characters on here are, here's the Hermit. I think this is neat. The Magician. So the artwork is very cool in this, and it was great for the Fairy Festival, and it looks like it's for kids, but it's not. Now this one was done by the same person. Her name is Pauline Cassidy. And this was the first tarot deck that she did, and it's just called Pauline Tarot. And this is the back of it. A couple of birds. And they're doing the same thing both ways. But this deck is a lot more, what should I say, busy. It's a lot more busy in the pictures. But it is still very beautiful. See how busy that is. The King of Swords. You know, you would have to study the cards to know what they are without having to look. Judgment, card 20, in the Major Arcana. Six of Wands. This is neat. That's victory. But you can see the difference. Oh, this is the 8. They actually have a person in it. So I do like this deck. And I would use it. I would use it. I would use both the Pauline Cassidy Tarot. And I think that's it. Let me see. There may be one more, and then that would be it. No? No? That's it. Aren't you glad? So those are the tarot decks that I have. That I showed you one miniature, two miniatures so far, but I do have some other miniatures that are good, and some of them there's one that is hilarious, and but it's a good little deck. I like the miniatures. I like to collect the miniatures, but they're kind of behind on making those for some of the popular decks that are big. Like I said, I would love to find a miniature for the Druid craft, but because I am teaching right now, I am using the basic Rider-Waite deck, which is fine with my students. And then whenever I do private readings, depending on the person, their personality, the vibes I get, I use my intuition, and it depends on that I will determine what deck to use. Oh, wait a minute. Wait just a minute. Yeah. Looking through them. Okay, that's it. So I'd be interested to know what your favorite deck is, and I told you what my website is, so you can add any comments, talk to me, you know, ask me questions, and I'll be glad to answer them the best I can. And I want you to have a great day today and tomorrow and the next day and so forth, and blessed be.